They tried to hem me up, but I told them, nope, not tonight. I got things to do, places to go, people to see. No time for it. Gotta come see my little sugar woogers. I've been neglecting them. I started getting them emails and them texts and stuff. I know I've been messing up. So I came to redeem myself. I did. It take y'all a few minutes to get in, so I'm just gonna give you that few minutes. Y'all deserve it. I was missing for 2 days. Missed to say, hello, ma'am. Yeah, here. What's up, coffee no cream? Hey, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Still a nation. Before you know it, August will be here and we be playing again, coffee no cream. So I go down. What's up to Tatika? I can't say it tonight. Shatika. Yeah. Good evening. Blessings to all. That's what I'm talking about. Blessings to all. Don't leave out nobody. Good, bad, or indifferent. They need a blessing too. Maybe they'll act better. I don't know. I'm just saying. So we back on slavery again. But in the meantime, I had one of my subscribers. I was going to find it on the phone and read it to you. Hold your horses. Here it is. Okay. Oh, wait. Okay. So, hey, Cam. Good evening. How you doing? Hey, Tajisti. Okay, Tajisti. I came home just in enough time to research what you sent me. I was getting ready to read it. I'm glad you're in the building. So it says, from my understanding, the slave masters used to have slavery fights as entertainment for them, and whoever is the weakest slave was put on sale on Friday. Now, the first part of that I found to be true. They did have slave fights. Okay. Usually the weaker ones were sold, the one who didn't win the fight. They weren't the strong ones, so they needed to go. Okay. I didn't see where it was necessary on Friday. I didn't find that. It could be true, it could not be true. Many masters come to a busy slavery trade that was cheap to buy. So you're saying they sold off a lot of slaves because it was cheap to buy them. Fact. Okay. Now you go on to say nowadays the Western deleted the history and Black Friday is a big discount day. So that's where I'm going to start right there. And I'm going to tell you what I found. Hold your horses here. Hold your horses. Okay. Let me get my life in order. Put that there. So you said, if you know this is true history and you are comfortable to discuss it on live, I would love to be told. Love you, Queen. Okay, Queen coming. She coming with it. She came right on home and did her homework. Y'all be putting me to task like I'm in school again. Hey, Miss Jackie Johnson. Hello, Miss Libra 4. Hello, Chico. How you doing? All right. So that's what we're going to start tonight. What I just read you to just found the information and she wanted to know. So I'm going to give you what I found. And if y'all have anything that y'all know to be indifferent, please put it in the chat. So we're going to start off with Black Friday. Is it related to slavery? And we'll go until time does not permit us that hour. All right. So the Black Friday came from the city of Philadelphia in the 1960s. So this has been recent in my time. I was a young girl in the 60s, a little girl, okay? In the 1950s, well, in the 50s, I was born. So in the 50s, 60s, and the 70s, the game brought in hordes of people. Most of them arrived on Friday in the city of Philadelphia, we're talking about. This caused a major headache for the police, who had to deal with all kinds of mischief and mayhem. It was such a pain, they began referring to the day as Black Friday. Let's see what Shatika is saying. If a black man was strong and built, he is good, marketable stock, and a BW breedable young. Exactly. That's exactly what they wanted. They wanted them to breed healthy babies to grow up to be healthy men like them so they could work the hell out of them in the field. And we're going to also, I found information that said that the slave boys and girls started out working at the age of 10. Also, I'm getting back to Black Friday, but since you brought that up, I might as well tell you about it right now. Okay, so the boys and girls started working around the house. They didn't put them in the field right away. But this was the most amazing thing that I never knew and never thought of, was the fact that the black people only lived 21 to 22 years. And they were out of here. You cannot work out in the fields 14 to 16 hours a day, eating mostly protein and carbohydrates. Protein and carbohydrates. No vegetables to give you any kind of nutritional value with your vitamins and your minerals. None of that. And expect to live the life that we live now. No modern medicine. No anesthesia. Pour some alcohol on it and stitch them up. Y'all done seen the Westerns. Okay, hey Lawana, hey Audrey, and hey Nop Tiger. Did I miss anybody? No. So we're right here with Shatika. So as compared to the white man who lived 40 to 43 years, the black man back then, enslaved slave, only lived 21 to 22 years. That's our children leaving our home and trying to get through college by the time they're 22 years old, if they had a 4-year program. That's kind of sad. They had a very short lifespan. They started working at 10 and was gone 11 to 12 years later. I can't imagine. Boys and girls began working around the age of 10, working in and around the main house, taking care of children, a 10-year-old, and they were assigned tasks. Okay? Let's see what y'all got to say. Y'all still speaking. Okay, good. So that's what I wanted to tell you when you made that statement, because I had done a little research on that part of it, and I was like, man, they weren't here for a long time. They weren't even here for a good time. They were just in and out. Also, I found that a lot of babies were lost during the period of slavery because they were not breastfed by the mother. She had to take her milk and use it for the master's wife's children inside the home. So the black baby was fed dirty water and milk. So a lot of them did not survive. Only the strong babies that were from good genes, I guess, and those who could be slipped breast milk or food chewed up and fed to them survived it. These people face some tumultuous, hard times. I can't imagine being out there because I know how my brain worked. I would have begged to be in the kitchen if I wasn't light enough to be in the kitchen. If my hair wasn't right, I don't know how they selected, but I know color had something to do with it. So if I didn't quite make the color chart, I'd have begged to go off in there because I would have cooked my butt off whatever master wanted. I would have. But I'm going to tell you something else I would have done, knowing me and knowing how I think, but I'm silent with it. Every day, while I'm in the kitchen cooking, I'd have been beating up some glass, having this laboratory brain that I got. And I would have had it so fine that it wouldn't have cut his tongue, it wouldn't have cut his mouth, it wouldn't have cut nothing about him. But it would have been carefully deposited throughout his food every day until it take him away. You ain't gonna keep on whooping on folks and stuff, because I found out another thing. These people were whipped every 7.3 days. So the 7 days in a week. So some of them, that 0.3, somebody got whooped 0.3 times in a day. Add on to the 7 days. And some female slaves were whooped every 12.2 days. So once a week, that was a beating. You think I was going to take that? So I don't mind. That's why I know 21 or 22 years wouldn't have worked for me. I'd have been gone probably at 10. Soon as they started me to work, I'd have been gone. I'd have been out of here. LaWanna saying, right, Ms. V. Hey, Miss Aretha, how you doing? Caleb, get out of my chat, okay? How you doing, Valencia, Ms. V in chat? I get so excited when I'm able to listen in on a chat. I'm at work, so lots of time. I can just listen. Please check your email. Okay, I did. Did you send something lately? Because I didn't see anything, Valencia. I even went into my spam looking for it. So I'll check it again. I hope it's there, because you're definitely trying to send me something, and I definitely want it, but I didn't see it. I looked, was it yesterday? I went to mail JP's gift, and I looked for it then when I was looking for her address, and I didn't see anything. Okay, but I will again. Okay, so the white family had to truly have faith and trust in a black person to work in the big house. You ain't never lied, because this one here, they might have trusted me, but that would have been bad news. Hey, Granny K, to trust me. I'm sorry. I don't tell people what I'm doing. That's kind of stupid. That's how we get in so much trouble, because you think these people are on your team. And you go out and you tell them all your business. You'll never, ever. When I tell you I don't let my right hand know what my left hand is doing, that's why I don't worry about these people out here on YouTube. Because half the time, my left hand and right hand don't know what they supposed to do. I have to tell the right hand to get with the left hand. Okay? Once you do that, you open your mouth and you start telling your business, they didn't like you from the beginning. So they gonna turn on you. Then everybody gonna know your business. And then they gonna add their portion onto it too. That I made up the story, that I took what little bit they could find. Now that I made up the story. And this all started from slavery. You don't think they was telling master on each other back then? Oh, yes, they were. Probably had done what the person got the beating for did. That's the way we were trained. Tell on each other. That mentality still exists. Brian says, facts. Thank you, Brian. And thank you and welcome to Chatting with Ms. V. I'm trying to keep up with y'all. So, also I found out what they drank. I'm getting back to Black Friday. I'm going to get back there. I got over here now, so I got to stay with this right now. They had alcohol, but it was made from cider. And the most common fruits that they could find at the time. They had apples and peaches, and they also made brandy. Well, that sounds a little sweet to me. Excuse me. My experiences with sweet drinks has given me a powerful headache in my past life, my younger years. So I learned a long time ago, if you're going to drink, don't be drinking all them sugar drinks they got in there. Oh, they sound good and they taste good. But baby, they used to give me a splitting headache. I have never been a beer drinker because of that. I can't stand them hops and barleys. That things have my head spinning, hurting for days. I've tried it all. I've tried it cold. I've tried it even on ice. I've tried different brands of it. No. That's not for me. Left it alone over 40 years ago. Stop experimenting with it. You have cases of it around here. I'm not fooling with no beer. Mm-mm. And now I'm down to wine and wine only. If I have it, fine. If I don't, it's 2 bottles sitting over there. Been sitting over there almost 2 weeks. Another bottle in the refrigerator. I don't have to have it. I drink it when I want to, and I know my limitations. Okay? Mint julep and moonshine. Okay, Shatika? Corn liquor. Because corn was plentiful back then. Remember when they stepped on shore, the Pilgrims and the Indians was already here, and they was doing corn. Hey, Holistic, how you doing? Good evening to you. Hey, Bella. Okay. Um, I am Michelle for life is in the building. I can't do beer. It just jumped. Has a nasty taste. I didn't never develop a taste for it either. And like I said, I always got headaches from it. And I think I let the beer get hot before I could drink it all because I just did not like it. And I'm like, mm-mm. Some things ain't for you, and you need to recognize. Okay. Hey, Chef Mac, thank you for coming in because I can't with them. I just been skipping over them. So y'all added some more stuff that I did not find, and that's good. That means you know a little bit about Black history also. So we learning something. We learned it together. There were also slaves that were force fed because they didn't want to eat. They'd rather just starve to death and die versus doing that hard labor every day. And of course, they had complaints, they had aches, they had pains, but they didn't have time to complain. They got whipped. If they were not in the field on time, it was several reasons I found out they got whipped. Hold on, let me find it. They were tortured, they were whipped, they were mutilated, imprisoned, and sold off to another plantation. That's bad news. You ain't here but 20 years, and all this stuff gonna happen to you in, say, 10 years. Soon as you start to work at 10. 10 plus 10 is 20. They said the average age you were gone from at 21 to 22. That's a horrible life and a horrible life story. That the punishments were from not working hard enough, being late for work. How many times have we been late for work? But ain't nobody did no torture, whipping, mutilating, and imprisonment and sold us to nobody. Thank the Lord. Can you imagine that? I can't. Being defiant against authority. I'd have been gone again. I've been all that. I've been late for work, not on purpose. Stuff happened in your life. Maybe my child got sick and I called in and say, hey, I'm going to be there, but I'm not going to be there on time. Might have flat. Anything can happen. I worked 32 miles out of the city where I lived. I told you I had to take up 14 miles up the road and then come back 32. And I did that 20 years. Not working hard enough. I don't know that standard of hard. So I probably would have got lashed for that too. Tortured, mutilated, whatever. God knew what he was doing when he didn't put me back there. I ain't that kind of black folks. I ain't finna take all that. No. I told you I'm chipping glass every chance I get. Yeah. When I'm storing it. And I putting a little bit in there every day until it cuts your everything up inside. And you out of here. And we free. I freed all of us. I've been like the Underground Railroad woman. Baby. Think I'm going to sit there and be whipped up every day because I'm not going to act right. I already know that. It ain't in me. Now, when you treat me bad, I'll figure out how to get rid of you. And then for running away, that was another reason why they got whipped. and for a number other reasons. That ain't cool, none of that to me. Mm-mm. All right, let me get down back here. Um, get through the trolls. Nap Tiger say moonshine. Yep. They had to make their own from whatever they had. And I guess that was the only thing could take away the troubles of the world other than them hymns they were singing out there in the field to the Lord. Yep. I don't like beer either. Tastes nasty. Shatika. I can't do no beer. That's not for me. No, my husband could drink cases and never fall down drunk. And he drank some of the most unusual beer. I had never seen it in my life. The beer would be black, like root beer and Dr. Pepper. And I'd be like, that don't even look like nothing you need to be drinking. But he did. Okay. Um, check it again. I think I had the wrong email. Okay, Valencia, I will. I sure will. Um, y'all still speaking. I ain't trying to miss no comments. Hey, Lily, how you doing? Y'all a nice group of people over here. Y'all come in speaking. Coffee say, I say the same thing, Ms. V. They would have me hanging from a tree before I comply. I know that's right. I'm going to comply for a while, okay, till I get enough glass ground up. Because that's the only thing I see. Or either I done made of me some kind of concoction where you could drink this and that be your last drink. Because I've always had that kind of mind. Maybe that's why I worked in a laboratory for 20 years. Oh, yeah. And if I knew then what I know now, I could have put some sulfuric. Let me run your bath water tonight, master. Some hydrochloric acid together. And the minute he sat in there, he just started just falling apart. Flush just being ate up and bones even could have went down the drain, and back then they ain't have nothing detected. Let me be quiet. Let me stop because y'all gonna think I'm something else. But I got one of them kind of minds now. I ain't gonna take too much off of nobody. I'm telling you. I'm trying to get on through here. It was even worse for a woman if the overseer naturized. He have his wench to harshly penetrate when he wanted, whether she was married or not. See, don't be forcing yourself up on me. Okay, if I say no, no mean no. I came along in the right time, right as integration was going on and segregation was going out the window. I came along. Thank you, Jesus. Praise the Lord. That stuff that I can't be bothered with all that. So that Tiger, you like Guinness beer? I never. Oh, Guinness beer, and it's a stout. I don't know nothing about that. I don't do the beer thing. No, not for me. Truth, what do you know about? Okay, truth need to go, Chef. We're talking about Black slavery in America. We've already talked about Mardi Gras. You need to go back through some of the videos from last year. I did a whole video about Mardi Gras, Truth. Okay? But that's not what we're talking about right now, baby. Let's stick with the subject. Okay? It's okay. Let me go. Hey Karen, how you doing? Welcome to Chatting with Ms.V. We have a place here called World of Beers. It's all full to the max. Now find me a winery. Let's go there. A holistic. Okay. The black beer that we was talking about. Yeah. Okay. I don't. All that downstairs basement was full of different kinds of beers and different kinds of liquor. And I told you about that expensive liquor, $500 a bottle and stuff he bought out there on them cruise ships. You couldn't even find it in the United States. We were allowed to bring 2 bottles in. I can't with all that. Okay, Glenn, you have a good day too. All right. So that was some of the punishments that happened, and I just told you why. Now let's talk about these marriages. Marriages were generally not legal in the U.S. before the American Civil War, which was held between 1864 and 1865. But some plantation owners, from what I found, would allow them to get married. They just basically got together and they got married. Okay, somebody might do a ceremony there who said they were a priest or whatever. And they would give them an old shack to live in. But it didn't stop their occupation of getting out there in them fields, working. If she was a slave, she would be in the house. If she wasn't, she gone onto the field with her husband. And I just told you they better not be late. Couldn't do that. Or the torture, the whooping, and the mutilation and imprisonment, or being sold away from your family was going to happen. It wasn't even good to fall in love back then because you didn't know if you was going to be with them that night. Okay? They were given standard rations such as cornmeal and salted fish. Whew, that sounds like blood pressure problems, which they harvested themselves. This provided protein and carbohydrates like we talked about before, but no basic nutrients that they have. See, they needed you back then, holistic, to help them out. Now, I found out a little bit about their Christianity also. Some enslaved Black people were Christian, but some or most were Muslim, of Muslim faith. But the largest number by far were followers of the traditional religions common in West Africa at that time. Slaves that were too old to work. Have you often wondered what happened to them? The slave quarters a couple of feet away from the big house. Exactly. You're right. So if they needed them, they could run right on over there and take care of that big house. Slaves that were too old to work were retained on the plantations with the families. So that's a good thing if you made it to be that age, but they didn't have to worry about that too much because I just told you, most of them were out of here by the age of 20, 21. So it was very few that made it to be old. And I don't know what necessarily old might have been. If you only living to 20, 21 years old, what is old back then? I mean, we're old now. 60, 70, that's old now. Okay, according to today's standards. But maybe 30 or 40 might have been old back then. If your mortality rate was gone at 20, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe y'all know. Okay. So we talked about the babies and they were being fed some milk and dirty water. And the breast milk was given to the white babies inside the house. Let's see. Our ancestors that were enslaved by, is that, what is IRG? Were Hebrews, the black spectrum, okay, not Muslim or Islam. What do you mean, not Muslim or Islam? That's what it said. Make a complete sentence. I'm not sure what you're talking about. Okay. All right. So anyway, slaves tried to jump up overboard or starve themselves so they would not eat. That's how bad times were. But if they did, they were flogged and force fed. Now, this got away with me. The carpenters, I only found two salaries. The carpenters were $2 per day, and the laborers were $1 per day. Now, I don't know what that equates to in today's money, but that's pennies today. if it was $2 a day back then. It's sad, but it's very true. Okay, let me go back up and see if anybody of importance said anything or just trolls coming in. Um, Miss Jackie Johnson. Hi, Miss. Uh-oh, just jumped. Hold on. If you see this, I hope you have had a good day. It was a great day, a long day. I was telling, we have a sub because Miss Diane had surgery on Wednesday, but I was telling her today, this has been such a long week. It just seemed like this evening should have been Friday. And I guess it's because we've been doing so much trying to move into the new building to find out we're not going to move into the new building because one piece of equipment that they needed to move didn't come in, so we're not going to meet our inspection date. I actually started studying holistic health because of my grandma, says Holistic, lived in deep woods and she was swinging an axe overhead at the age of 80, chopping wood. She was never sick. Wow, that's interesting. Mm, okay. Miss Jackie Johnson say, yeah, oh, that's good. Okay. Yeah, I had a great day. All right. So let's get back to this Black Friday. So I found out that the Black Friday started in Philadelphia because I read to y'all in the very beginning what Tajista asked me. So she was trying to see if it was connected to slavery, the reason why the slaves were sold on Black Friday. And I was like, I don't know. Let me go research and let me go find out. So I found out that it started in Philadelphia in the 1960s. In the 1950s and 60s and 70s, the game was hoarding the streets of Philly. This caused a major headache for the police, who had to deal with all kinds of mischief. Hey, Deborah Silver, how you doing? I'm only speaking and talking to the names I recognize. If you haven't been coming into the chat, I'm just kind of looking over you, okay? I'm not going to take a lot of time trying to read something that may or may not be a troll. Um, this caused a major headache for the police, who had to deal with all kinds of mischief and mayhem. It was kind of painful for them to do this, so they began referring to the day as Black Friday. Black Friday is also known as the day after Thanksgiving. The name supposedly originates from the moment in the year when retailers began to turn a profit, and so they go from red into black. All right. Costa Rica is the only country that does not participate in Black Friday. It is predominantly a phenomenon of U.S. culture, although it has been adopted by many other countries, including France, Brazil, and the United Kingdom. All right. Consumers in the U.S. spend an average of $390.19. The last census I saw was in 2022. So we are in 2024. So this is a little bit behind. It's a little bit dated. So I'm sure they're spending more than $390.19 now. It's probably well over $400 during Black Friday, and the figure is set to rise in 2024. The trend has changed over the years as corporations do early bird Black Friday sales online prior to the traditional holidays. This was the clincher. Stores like Macy's, Target, and Best Buy promote online, but they do not tell you what is going to be on sale on Black Friday. I never paid it any attention. I'm not a big Black Friday shopper, okay? Um, the US spends the most on Black Friday. So this is the claim, and this is where it came from, Tajisti, according to this research, which was done by AP Assessment. The claim, the term Black Friday originated with the practice of selling off slaves the day after Thanksgiving. And that's basically what you said. The claim has been fact checked by AP's assessment, and it is false. The term was linked to a financial crisis, a crash, you might want to call it, in the late 1800s and in the mid 1900s, became associated with shopping the day after Thanksgiving. Tying the term to slavery or to slaves recirculated on social media, particular Facebook and Twitter, the ex Twitter. Twitter is now X, from my understanding. Scams have always been around. Jay Gould and James Fish tried to corner the gold market by buying up all the gold, but the scheme backfired and the gold market crashed in September 24th of 1869, leading to the day to be called Black Friday. So that's my research. That's what I found. This AP assessment says it has nothing to do with it. This could be very true. It could be very false. Because we do know that some history has been deleted out of every book. It was that bad. They didn't want you to know. Okay. The terms used in relationship to shop and the day after shopping is credited to police who had to deal with large crowds who thronged the streets of the city of Philly before the annual Army-Navy game to take advantage of sales according to the census taken 12/18/1961. This came from Public Relations News, a newsletter. It became customary for police to refer to the post Thanksgiving shopping as Black Friday and Black Saturday because of the headache that the crowds presented to them. So now we have a little bit of history on Black Friday. They're saying that it's not connected. If y'all find anything that does connect it, feel free to put it in the chat. I shopped one time on Black Friday too. Many people give me anxiety. That's too many people. And my thing has always been, how can they sit there and mark a $700 TV down to $125 and still make money? You either jacked up the price of the TV in the beginning, or either you marked it down because you didn't pay but $75 for the TV and it shouldn't have been but $125 in the beginning. You got to do the math on this stuff to make it make sense. You got to know, it's like buying a car. They pay one price, but they charge you another price and they tack on every little thing. But then at the end of the year, when this car is still sitting there, it ain't worth nothing. Look how it's marked all the way down. It's a year old. It's still a new car. It's still sitting on the lot, and they got to get rid of it one way or the other. I don't get it, but that's the way of the world. I'm trying to go up and see if anybody said anything. Black Friday madness, commercial craziness. Yes, it is. I have seen trample people going into Walmart and these Nike stores or the stores that sell Nike, and these shoes are just coming out for the first time, sitting in lawn chairs, 4 o'clock in the morning. I got here at 2 o'clock in the morning. Are you crazy for a pair of shoes? So you can say that you were the first one to have them. That's over my head. Let's see. All of the holidays are not what they seem. Many are worshiping some form of spirits y'all are not aware of. I can imagine whoever brought up Mardi Gras. I'm aware that's a pagan holiday. That probably started, when we came over, on the slave ships, settling in that area. Okay, I think I got all of these. Thank you so much, Chef Mac. Sooner or later, Something's gonna happen where they're gonna go and stop messing up people's chat. Um, I better not find out that it's somebody out here that I know as a content creator doing this. And you ain't got nothing else to do but sit up all day and mess up people's chats. Don't let me find out, because I will expose you. Okay. Courtney says, to just I create my own holidays based on important events in human history and celebrate those through the year. That's a good idea. That's a great idea, because even at Christmas, it's not what it should be. We've centered it around everything commercial and supposedly the children. But that's not what Christmas should be. If you got any spirituality and any Christianity about you, should be about the birth of Jesus. I never shop on Black Friday, and you are right, Ms. V. They do jack the price up. I worked in retail for 10 years as a sales specialist. It's got to be something, Jackie. That's what I'm saying. They could make money lowering the price that cheap. And you still got the same bills you going to pay at $125 for that $700 TV. I learned a lot about TVs the other day when a guy came to hang my curtain too. We're going to talk about that. The first TVs, how they were invented. I'm going to tell you, I found what he said to be true also. People get excited about a 65 or bigger TV. Oh, I got this TV for $300. Yeah, but you didn't get much. I'm going to tell you why. Okay. Someone had said what they need is Black Friday groceries. Every day they need a Black Monday, Black Tuesday, Black Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday groceries. Shatika. Yes, they do. But that's probably be a madhouse. If it was every day, it wouldn't be. It'd be just like going to shop every day. Make it every day Black. Because you know doggone well, them groceries ain't being grown. No different. Them veggies still coming out the ground. Good Lord sending them some rain. Very few people got agriculture sprinkling systems or irrigation systems. So why you charging so much for it? Meat still grown the same way. Yeah. But they injected it with something, steroids or something, because that chicken ain't got but two wings. But you see them coming in here by the caseloads. Make me wonder. I'm just saying. Okay. Veronica, hey, Ms.V in chat. I hit the like button. I always do. Share your content. Oh, thank you, baby, Ms.V. I appreciate your research and knowledge of all the chat. I love knowledge. Yeah, I'm a student for life. I never get through learning. I learn from y'all. Y'all bring in things that I may have researched and I didn't find. I just wished I had more time. By working, I don't have the time. I would take half the morning just sitting up researching different things, going from one place to another and pulling it all together. But I don't have that luxury of time, but it's coming. Yeah, June the 1st. It's coming. Yeah, I have all summer long. So y'all can throw anything out here you want to and we can chat about it. I have seen them fight over TV in Walmart. The next year, they started giving tickets out. Wow, that's crazy. I've never been out there in that mess. I've seen it on TV here where people have walked on top of people. People have gotten crushed and hurt because once the doors open, they just start pushing their way in and trampling on top of people and little kids and stuff. Why would you take a little kid out there for that mess anyway? I don't get it. Courtney says, okay, y'all check out all these four groceries. Their prices and quality are good. Okay. I've been in there several times, Courtney. My thing with them is, can y'all give me a bag? And I want y'all to put more name brand stuff in here that I know about. That's my only problem with them, Courtney. But I agree with you. Not Tiger. I went to a store to get things and they didn't get the legs in the store. What? Oh my goodness. To Shatika saying exactly. Okay. 100. That must be with Courtney. Okay. And Courtney, welcome to the chat. I'm glad you came in. All right. So that's my commentary for tonight. I didn't have a lot of time when I got home tonight. So it's not going to be a whole long time we're going to be out here. The only other thing I had was the Emancipation Proclamation, and most of y'all know about it, and that was at the abolition of slavery came about, even though a lot of people in the United States didn't even know about it. Okay, let me go back up and see what Miss Holistic. Do not buy fruits and vegetables without seeds, seedless fruits. Now, a lot of that stuff came out of Texas A&M. They'll crossbreed a fruit in a minute, and seedless watermelons and all that stuff. That has been genetically or chemically altered. Okay. Am I right, Holistic? They are not grown in the ground. Okay. Um, Miss Jackie Johnson, I was working my first year in retail and seeing how they run in for the sales. Yeah, they tear up a stuff. I mean, you go up in there after the next day when they ain't had time to put the store back together, you ain't gonna be able to find nothing. Women's stuff in the men's section and vice versa, children's stuff upstairs in the linen. Baby, they have them stores a mess. Thank you for subscribing, Courtney. I appreciate that. I like all these fruits and vegetables. I can't really say, Veronica, because I never really go in there. Like I say, growing up, I grew up on a farm, so everything was fresh. Okay. Um, Lawana, thank you, Miss V. Have a great evening. I will, and you also. Lily, hello. I hope you are having a good day, everyone. We are. We just got through with our topic for tonight, which is part 2 of slavery in America. And we got on Black Friday because this is one of the things that my Tajista sent me. She wanted to know if I knew whether it was fact or not. And from what I came across, no, it didn't have anything to do with selling the slaves on the Friday after Thanksgiving. They had chicken thighs and no legs. They didn't send any. What? Where the legs at? Lord, see, that's what I'm talking about. Now the chicken's getting altered. Mm-mm-mm. Holistic, I agree. I like it with seeds. Living in Alabama, I buy my watermelons from the farmers that sell on the roads. That's the best kind right there. You know they came. You know where they came from. Everyone have a blessed evening. You too, Brandon, and thank you for coming in, y'all. All right, so we're coming up on our hour anyway. To just a fella laughing. But y'all have a wonderful night. Hit that like button for me. Share it for me. We're moving right along here on Chatting with Ms. V on our virtual cruise ship. Thanks to all of you who came in within the last 2 to 3 weeks and subscribe to the channel. And thank you for coming in out the bushes into the conversation and talking about it. Holistic, I wished I could find a real farmer's market like like they have out west. We have them here. Not too far from me, there's a Froberts. It's just not the right time of year. But coming into the spring, we're going to go out to Froberts. It's near Alvin. Yeah, and you're going to see all the fresh fruits, vegetables, everything out there. All right, y'all. Y'all have a good night. Stay careful. Be careful out here on these streets. These streets are dangerous as hell. Be careful going into these chats and what you saying, okay? Because I don't want nobody to say nothing or hurt my sugar wiggles feelings. I know y'all big girls and y'all can take it, but some of these people get too deep for me. That's why I don't watch them, so I don't know what they're saying. But anyway, y'all have a good night. Good night to all, and to all a good night. We'll see you tomorrow night. It's Friday night. I'll see you tomorrow night. Good night to everybody. Hit that like button on the way out. Like, share, and subscribe for me. Thank you very much for coming. Have a blessed night. Good night, Miss Aretha. Good night, Holistic. Stay safe. Good night, Lillian. All right. I'm out.